Hello guys, so on this video we will be making the bumper. I don't know, it's called bumper or fender on this one, but as you see on the picture, let's take a look at close up. There's a separate bar that's kind of bent and then attached, probably with a screw. I'm not sure. And there's I don't know what these call. It could be reflective surface. Now, the bars actually bend it to be able to insert the bolt to hold two sections together. So when we build this, we will build the first bar and then we will duplicate it. And this will be separate object, this will be separate bar with a separate surface of the decoration here. I'm not sure what this part is. It could be just some kind of bar that can slide something in, like sling or rope, or I do not know. Um, okay, so let's start it then. Let me take a look at, here we go, from far away. Right. So basically, that part will probably come and attach somewhere here, right there. I look at on the other detail. Actually, this section will go all the way straight, but we don't have to do that just for this semester. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the front view, and I'm gonna template. Let's select all of this. Oh, using selection tool. There we go. Add that one. Add. So now I can temporarily hide it and enable this. Now, this curve I don't need anymore. You can back it up if you like, but I am not going to do that. I'm gonna delete it. Now, on this blueprint, it's slightly different. It has a little, some kind of a bending. We are not doing that. We will follow this one instead. I mean, you could if you want to do that variant, uh, variation of it, but let's do easy one for now. So, sorry guys, I was wrong. That is axle. My bad, my bad. Right here, this bar. My bad, my bad. Okay, so we're gonna start it with a um, now when we look at on the reference image one more time, it might be we will working on this section carefully, so we will go ahead and create a bar. So I'm gonna just use a cube, and now the cube you may have to move. We're gonna do only a one side, so move in place, and the width can be longer. But before you do width, let's increase the subdivision width to 1 because we need to figure it out. Like I mentioned to you in the past that my model are not right on the center of the X, so it has shifted a little bit. So this is what I need to do. So let me reference quick, press 5. So I need to make sure, I mean, I can move it down a little bit so that I can match with that line. See, I'm doing really bad job on this project in terms of alignment. Um, so here we go. I want to use that as a center. I mean, in your case, you may not need to do this at all because if you doesn't shift your model from the center of X, which is 0, you don't have to do this. But I did make a mistake. Here we go. And then I'm gonna move that up, and now the height is y-axis, so I can increase a little bit. I think it's that side. And then the width I'm gonna keep sorry, the what I was, oh sorry, let me here we go. So I have to highlight the width. Now the width is maximum of slider allow me to do just only less than 40, but I can type it in 60, 62, and 63, 64, 63.5 is about right. Okay, so it looked like that. Okay, now the thickness, which is the depth, let's do 0.5. I think it's really thin. Let's bring this back, see if it, okay, so now I'm gonna move it forward, look at on side view, so that we can see where it is, right there. And then it will bend on this direction. Okay, so now we will build only one side. Easier. Here we go. So first of all, I forgot, let me undo quick. You can do multi-cut, but if you delete it, you can't change this subdivision width because it's X. So I'm gonna make sure there's a 1 on the center. So here we go. Okay. So that's 2. I think let's do, here we go, 6. So we got 3 of this, and now you can add bend deformer to bend a little bit. Bend, nonlinear bend. And then you're just gonna have to increase the curvature so that you can see the direction. And then I'm gonna start to rotate. So when I look at this is minus, so minus 90, here we go. And then how about on Z axis, so Z will be 90 also. Here we go. So it's curved like this, and I think it's a little too much curve. I'm gonna, let's take a look at on top view. Might be better. Here we go. So bend it. Okay. And now this is too long. No big deal. We're gonna fix that. I think, let me think quick. Let's do bend later. Let's cut this guy. We're gonna delete the bend, okay? So let's do multi-cut. We want it to cut right around there because we're gonna attach separate geometry because it's easier. Hold on, let me, how about right here? Give a little space so that we can bend more, make it more curved. Okay, so now let's go back to the deformer. Okay, after we cut, go back to deformer, delete it. Here we go. And ignore this side, we don't care. We're gonna delete it later, but not now. We want to keep it for now. I mean, if you can actually delete this side if you like. The reason that I want to delete because, well, let's do it so that you guys won't get confused. So I delete it, and now this section I'm gonna get rid of it later. So before we do that, let's take a look at the object again, the image. Can you see it just basically bent into cylindrical? So, but it's easier to start it with a, we want a, oops, sorry, I think I did create, oh, hold on, okay, so deselect, my bad, you go to a create polygon primitive, we're going to use tube, pipe, it's called pipe, here we go, because pipe has a hole in there, and we want that, so reposition it, and now, let's make the radius to be about similar to that blueprint. So radius, let's do 0.8. 0.8 is about right. And now the division though, let's do 6 again, so that we keep it a little kind of a low polygon. Okay. Now these too thin, too thick. So let's do 0.1. 0.1 is too thin. Um, at this moment, you can move it here. So, oops, sorry. Gotta move it like this. Okay. So we want the thickness to be the same size as that thickness. We may have to change that thickness. Let's try. How about 0.2, 0.25, 0.3 might be okay. So I think 0.3. Hold on. So it means this part need to be even thinner. So I'm gonna go to vertex label and I'm gonna make it thinner. So you're gonna move to match that thickness. Can you see? I just right now I am select the Z tripod, so I will be able to use a middle mouse button to slide the movement. Can you see? So you want it to be matched so that we can blend them together really easy. Okay, and these may be too short, so let's move out just a bit. Okay, so now we ready to connect them. Okay, now to connect it, first I'm gonna have to cut the face here. You could just delete it. Okay, and select this object, go to a multi-cut. We want to leave a little opening right there. Here we go. Hold on, let me undo quick before we delete it, so that it's easier for us to figure it out where the area should be. So I will cut right around this, leave that part open, and basically you will delete that face. Here we go. And oh, sorry, hold on, select like this, delete. Here we go. And now we're gonna open this section. Control, you can do Control Shift to keep the original selection and then add another one. Now with a face, you can just hit delete. So now what we're gonna do is this section, gonna move that in, up. Sorry, have to match. I totally forgot. And you need to match height also. So here we go. And if it's a little off, it's okay on the height because we can fix them by using scale technique. But this is the part we need. Here we go. So first, you're gonna have to fill hole. You can do fill hole. No, don't do fill hole. Just use append to polygon. Append this guy together. Here we go. And ignore that the edge. I think I did hard and edge. Here we go. I did soft and hard by accident. Here we go. So now we're gonna combine this because we're gonna using bridge or append. So right, these two objects combine, and now let me go to all hard edges so that I don't see that dashed line. That dashed line is a soft selection, soft edge. So you double click on that loop. Now if you double click on that edge, you need to double click on the edge that are perpendicular to, and shift double click, and then you do bridge. Here we go. And you can remove this section. Here we go. So it look like this. Now if you feel like this section are too sharp, we can bevel them. So but let's press 3 to see it first. So obviously we need to bend it. So press one back. I mean, it's not really bending. Just double click on the edge and then bevel. It will create a little more soft curve, and you can increase. Oh, so I'm gonna have to go to object mode, highlight bevel, turn on manipulator, and then I can increase the fraction. Here we go. I shouldn't increase too much yet. Let's try. Press 3. Here we go. It's kind of decent. If you want that to be more curved, so you could do bevel also. Bevel. Here we go. And then increase. No, I don't think it's look good. I think I'm gonna let go. I think this is good enough. Okay. So press 3 again. Yeah. Okay. And we're gonna add no, we're gonna bend it before we create a stop continuity. Press 1. Gonna do Alt Shift Delete because it started to stack top. And I'm gonna save scene as. I forgot to save as. This time will be 4B. Here we go. So under deformer, make sure you're on object mode. Linear, non-linear, bend. Now we're gonna increase a little bit of bend, about 5, and I'm gonna relocate. Now this is what I was mentioned in the past, that when you cut in half, the problem is this. Let me increase 10. Hard to see it. Okay. I switch to 4. Here we go. Look like this. So I'm gonna have to rotate this way. Basically, when you reorientation of the deformer, you just look at on the appearance of the surface and the direction of the bend. So that will be 90. Here we go. So now if you remember, it need to bend started from the center right here. So you have to go to front view, move it so that is right there on the center. Here we go. Okay, so now you can look at on top view. Now it need to be scaled, so you can scale uniformly. Can you see? Until that pass or close like this. Here we go. I think I can bend a little more. So right there first. Now you need to move really close to the center so that is matched better. I think at this point I am okay with that. If you are not, can you see? I think we might, if you want it to be more curved, let me go to object mode quick. Right there. So I think let's press 3 to see how it looks, see if it's smooth enough. Like that. See a little smooth there. I think it seems like it has more curve on it. So it means we need a little more section. Go back to 1. So now on the deformer, let's bring it back to 0. Because if we cut it before deform it, it will look better. 0, so straight line. Now select this guy. And basically, I'm gonna do multi-cut. Cut in the middle. I control click. Here we go. So that when you have more section, the bend will bend more smoother and will give more curve. So once again, my object is on a soft hardened edge. Oh. Yeah, let me do that. So if I do all hardened, I don't have that dashed line. Now I can grab the deformer again and I can start it to do 10. Here we go. Yeah, let's take a look. I think on this deformer doesn't register the splitting. So I'm gonna delete the deformer and delete history. It doesn't register those a new cut, so we have to redo it again. So I'm gonna move this object right in spot. Yeah, here we go. So now I'm gonna add another the new deformer. I delete the old one. Here we go. And I already remember that y and z is 90, 10. Here we go. And then I'm gonna move the center. Make sure you locate really inside that surface. Will give a more precision of the deformation. Come on, right there. Okay, so gonna have to scale it so that it's same length. I don't have to go all the way like that. Maybe I should. Let's do that. Okay, and I'm gonna bend a little more. Here we go. That's it. Okay, so I think this is good enough. Now you're gonna delete history, Alt Shift D, and then let me feed transform, modify feed transform. Here we go. And we're gonna use bounding box for mirroring, bounding box, and it's only open face, only one direction. Make sure you close up that face when you split it, and delete, because otherwise the it will create an irregular mirror. Okay, so I think this is good. And once again, I display soft and hard. I can do soft and hard. So Maya will look at on a angle of the edge, and then create a soft or solid. Now press 1, press 3, sorry, here we go. So we're gonna make the edge a little sharper look. Press 1 back, multi-cut 2, oops, sorry, multi-cut. I'm not gonna cut right there. You can try to hold shift key. So 10%, press 3, here we go. Okay. It's different 10%, so that's not good. I'm gonna just eyeball it. Sorry. And I just there's a shortcut for me to set up to a smooth line. You don't need to worry about that because that's not important at all. Okay, press 3 and press 1 back. I'm gonna cut on right here. Press 3. I think that's good enough. I don't need to make it more sharper. So if I, oops, sorry, I turn that off. Can you see it look like this? It's good enough. Okay, so now we're gonna duplicate this. Delete history, Alt Shift Delete, and I'm gonna Control D, and then I'm gonna just move it down, and then reposition it. It seems like mine's a little too thick. Let's go back to 1. Let's grab the vertices, and I'm gonna scale it so that the I grabbed 2 vertices by accident. Well, no, not accident. That's good. I'm not going to squeeze it. Just move it like this. Object mode, Control D, and move it down. Here we go. And I forgot I should select 1 and modify center pivot. So that is center. I'm gonna press G. Here we go. Now delete history and feed transformation. Here we go. We got the first 2 pieces. Okay. There we go. So now we're gonna create a bend, another deformer on this section. Okay. So I'm gonna use cube again. Let me turn it off. Temporary. Okay. And that will come right there. Okay. So gonna move and relocate it right there. I should turn this on, so because we're gonna kind of attach it right somewhere there. This is direction of X, so width, gonna make it thinner. Okay, minus 0.2. And now the height, I don't remember what it was. I think it might be 2. Let's try 2. And now the depth should be a little longer. I think this might be 1.8 or 1. How about 1.5? I think 1.5 is fine. Okay. So now, based on the reference, we need to have enough segment to bend. This is kind of straight line. This is a little. We don't have to like do straight line bend and then yeah, just do something. Just bend only on the corner. Okay, in the corner. So now I'm gonna let's just hold on one moment. I'm gonna move it right there. Here we go. And increase the division on depth because it's Z. Here we go. So I need a little bit more so I can bend it a little nicer. Here we go. And then just go ahead, add deformer, bend deformer, nonlinear bend. Increase the curvature so that we can see it, and then start it to reorientation. So that has to be 90. Okay, and I think that's it. 90 now. I can add more curve. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the mask layer off so that I can see this. So when you look at on the top view, when you bend it, you change the curvature so that they kind of touch. There we go. So I think would be better if we have a little more section, because I want this part to be kind of aligned. So I'm gonna grab that, go back to polygon cube 9, let's do 10. Here we go, until you get a nice touch like that. So yours might be different than mine. Okay. And it need to be right here, so I'm gonna turn on. You have to grab both of them together, and then you sorry, grab that. Here we go. Then move in place right there. Okay. Now I could see that is supposed to be straight line from there. So what if I do this? Oh, actually, I was wrong. It's just right there. So basically, just like this. That's the center, right? So I can leave that. And I think I did. Basically, I just wanted to create a bend only this section. Now, the let me turn the lower bound. Here we go. Look like that, right? So I think we need more section on that part. Let me reduce the high bond a little bit. We probably have to scale instead. Hold on. I think too hard. So let's do polygon, increase more. Here we go. And I'm gonna scale. Oops, sorry. Scale only the deformer. Can you see? Just like that. Okay. And this probably is too much. We're gonna have to remove them. I think this is good. I'm gonna scale deformer a little bit more. How about let it touch like that? And then we're gonna reduce the subdivision, not subdivision height. Sorry, my bad. We're gonna have to go. Oh, scale again. See, I want that to touch. The reason is because I'm gonna reduce the high bond of the curve so that this line become started to touch the section of the front bumper. So I'm gonna go back to a band, high bond. See, I reduce it. So 0.9. Let's type 0.8. No, 0.98. Oops, 0.91. 0.905. 0.9. Oh, I'm sorry. So 0.8 then. 0.8. 0.85. 0.86. 0.88. Nope. 0.87. Here we go. So I think that's good, and then we can cut this off. Okay. So now look like this. Okay. There we go. And let's take a look at on the front view quick. See how far it is. Switch to 4. Can't really tell. It's based on the photo. It's right around here. So between there and here is about halfway. Right here and there, halfway. So no, right here and the edge of there, halfway. So probably gonna have to be right around there. So actually that part is good. And now I can see it's actually bent more. Okay, so hold on. We gotta move this out. I'm gonna follow the picture, not the blueprint, because it looks better. Can you see it's started to bend right around that edge, like on this edge, but on the blueprint it's bent right here. So we're gonna move about right, so it looks prettier. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to scale this up. Oop, scale only the deformer. Here we go. And the trick on here is it's gonna be right around there. So this is perfect actually. Can you see right there? So I can go back to bend and increase curvature a little bit. Here we go. And I think I need to scale this section a little more right there. We want that to start it to touch. How about just right there, touch. Okay. And I'm gonna go back to the geometry and reduce the, oh sorry, no, go to bend deformer again, reduce the high bond. So it has to be higher. Let's do 0.9. So 0.88, 0.89, almost 0.895. A little gap, it's okay, no big deal. Okay, so I think that's good. Now let's see how far this guy go. Uh-oh. I did it wrong again. Oh no, it's just because these part are too thick. Because if you look at on the reference, we did it wrong. I did it wrong, not you. I make you do it wrong. So we're gonna have to make a little adjustment. I think I would just move this to that side instead. So it's gonna be a little bit off compared to the original reference, but I think that's what we need. Okay, so I'm gonna move this backward a little bit. Here we go, so that the font attached nicely. So now I could add the high bond a little higher. So how about 0.9? 0.9 is okay. We can remove this section or manually bend it. Let's see how far this. Oh, sorry. Undo. Let me select that. I think it's too far. We're gonna cut it instead. Okay. So don't we just cut the face, because if you're moving manually, there are too many vertices there, so we shouldn't do that. So I'm gonna cut. It's about in the middle, right? Seems like this is more. Can you see middle from here to there? So I think this is good. Okay. So I cut it. And when you look at on the section that bent, if you see straight line like this, we can remove those segments. Here we go. See? And I'm gonna keep that. Now same as these are all straight line. So there's no need to keep that geometry. I shift double click basically. Let me turn this off quick. Here we go. So that easy to see. And the reason that I use really high resolution, because I wanted to control the bend on that section, and after that I can remove some of them so that the resolution of this geometry become lighter. And I want that curve actually, and by the way, is a little offset from the original, which is okay for now. Okay, so I'm gonna have to fill that hole. You can just go to object mode, because there's only one open hole, so we could just do fill hole and let it done, and then just delete history. Okay, so now there's another section that we need to build. Basically, wrong part. I'm gonna select this face. We're gonna extrude it, and then you just push up. I'm gonna make it a little higher because I wanted to kind of do a little like that. See that bar? There we go. So, all right. Now I'm gonna increase division. So let's do just only 2, so that I don't have to cut, and I am sure that there will be exactly same space. So turn on scale 2 and then just move it out right there. Okay, so now on the bottom, I know that we don't see it here. I'm gonna do it anyway. I mean, if you don't, you just don't extrude that part, but I will do it. Actually, you know what? My bad. I changed my mind. Let's delete that. And then just grab these vertices. Oop. Just move that out. That's it. So let's focus on this. Now this, you have to select 2 faces together. There we go. And then you extrude it, offset all together. So do offset 1 is too much, 0.25. I tried to look at on the reference, I think 0.3, 0.4. I would do 0.4, have a little thickness on it. And now delete that face, you open it whole, and you're gonna bridge. Double click on that loop, hold this shift, double click on the perpendicular loop, and then bridge. Here we go. So now you get that action. So if I press 3, see that? And then we're gonna stop some continuity, that's all. So press 1 back, and let's do continuity. First, multi-cut. And I just concern only this section. So let me try, how about hold shift key? Here we go. So that I can hold shift key on this. and I get a similar. Now press the 3, can you see? So now it looks kind of like in that image there, right here, like that. Okay, and now I'm gonna press 1. Oop, oop, don't cut. Switch to selection 2 and go back to 1. There we go. So now let's stop continuity right on this base. Now press 3 again. Here we go. Press 1 back. Now cut all the way. Now this section I would cut right here instead. 1, 2. Now press 3. Here we go. And actually we need a little span there, so I'm gonna hold shift. Here we go. Shift. Press 3. I think let's call this. This is good for now. Press 1. Cut on this section and cut all the way here. Okay, and cut right there. Now press 3. It looked like this, so not too much, not too bad. Now this part we should build separate, easier, and just attach them together there. Okay, so save, go to object mode. Here we go. So now we got that. Okay, and let me turn that on. Okay, so for this section we could see that this can be one span, second span. See if I do a new, and here we go. So basically that's the shape. See, that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 3 span. Let's do box, and box again, and I'm gonna align it. So let's do it quick. Shift select this, modify, match, translate. Here we go, and then deselect, grab that, move out. Let's match. Okay. Now, if you don't like that curve on the extension bar there, you could just cut them more. I don't think we need that because it's inside. Can't really see it. So division height will be 3, like that, and then make the height, I think right around there. Make the width for now. Let's do height 4. It can be big, it can be longer. And then I can move it down a little bit. So it look like this. There we go. And now you can grab this 2 section and just scale on the side. Here we go. And I forgot to change the thickness, so no big deal. You can grab all the vertices on the back or the face, up to you, and then make it thinner. And then I'm gonna move it backward a little bit. And if you want, let me press 1, control 1, sorry. You can extrude this section, extrude, offset it, point, how about 0.5? Nope, 1. Here we go. See, like that, and then you extrude again, press G, then you can move it. So if I do control 1, so basically you want that to be kind of a touch in somehow. Okay. I mean, you don't really have to do this, but because we don't really see it. See? So let me scale that down. I'm gonna scale the whole section here. Make it narrower, like that. And now if you want, you can grab this face and rotate a little bit so that is kind of penetrate inside, and you can look at on the top view so that you can see what the angle of the face is, like that. Here we go. I mean, like I said, this section is actually unnecessary, but you could if you want. So in that case I can leave the gap because I want to show off. Okay, so on here, based on this section, can you see that's a really easy one? You just extrude this span 1 and 2 and then push inward. So to do that, select 2, extrude and then offset right away. Let's do 1 might be too much. 0.5, I think 0.5 it looks good. Okay, so now extrude again. Now you can push inward. Here we go. Now if we press 3, it will look like this, right? So we're gonna have to do stop continuity. So now I'm gonna press 1 back. I feel like this whole thing, let me deselect that part, it's a little shorter, like this. Okay. And now I'm gonna press 3 again. I think this is about right. Press 1 back, started to cut. Stop continuity. So right there, 1 and 2. Press 3. Here we go. Now press 1. Now this section a little less curved. So, but it's more a little bit of bevel look. So cut like that. Let's see. Here we go. I think it's too. Let's undo quick. Go back to 1. Undo. I think we need to scale this section. It seems like they are narrower, like this. I think. Okay. So now cut it again. Multi-cut. I'm gonna hold shift. So 10, 20, 30. Let's try 30. Yeah. So let's do that. Press 1, 30, 1, 2, 3. And then press 1, press 3. Oops, sorry, 3. Here we go. And I think this section need to be. It's a little. Let's press 1. I am checking the reference. It seems like mine is too wide. I mean, hold on, let me undo quick. Keep undo. I think I'm better to grab the entire and then narrow like this. Okay. Press 3. I think this is about the right shape. Press 1 back. I can multi-cut. So do 1. Let me try to do middle. I think I'm gonna leave it as is. This is good. So now we wanted to cut 1 there, 1 here, so 3. Oh no, that one. Oh well, that's okay. So we're gonna have to fix this a little bit. I'm gonna slide only the edge there. Slide. I am on 3 so that I can see how much curve I want. Can you see? Okay, press 1, 2 so that you can see it. Okay, now do this side. I I double click and then I subtract. And then here we go. Oh. Let's press 3 again so that we can subtract that inside. Okay. Because it's easier. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now here we go. Okay. All right, so now this guy need to come down a little more. Let me try to delete it. Might looks better if we don't have that. Oh no, supposed to delete. Here we go. I delete that. Let me think quick. This one. Oh, they are too close to each other right there. Oh no. Yeah. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna have to slide that off. I think I go too far. Hold on, right there. Okay, press 3. Now this section I'm gonna have to make more curve. So press 1 back. I think this is what I need to do. Gonna grab all of those corner, scale it, press 3 again. That's better. So now it looks kind of like that. So I'm gonna stop continuity. I'm gonna leave a little curved surface right there. Can you see? But the inside there, that one I wanted. Press 1. So now I'm gonna stop continuity. Now right here, to stop continuity, we need to extrude and offset instead on that plane. Extrude. Now offset, let's do 0.1. That's good enough. Really close. Now press 3. Here we go. I think that's it. If I turn that off, can you see it look like this? There we go. And now this section we can't really see it. We could just stop continuity only on the back part of it, so that when we press 3 it looks sharp like that. This one can be smooth, and that's it. So now I'm gonna go to object mode. I'm gonna delete history, and freeze transform these two objects. Modify, freeze it. Here we go. And we're gonna rename this. So I'm gonna just name a bumper. Bumper. Nope, not bump. Bumper. Mesh. Here we go. So, I mean, you could name something else. It's up to you. So now after I done that, I'm gonna select these two and I'm gonna duplicate it. Edit, duplicate. You don't have to duplicate spatial because we select two objects. They are not in hierarchy. Edit, duplicate. It will rename it. Okay. So now after you duplicate, you're gonna group it. This will be a temporary group. Now you wanted to change the pivot point to match the center of the bumper there. So turn on move to, and you can press D and move. Here we go. You can increase the press the plus on your keyboard and minus to increase or decrease the tripod, so that you can align them easier. I think this is good. Press D back and reduce the size. Here we go. Okay. So now see this group node has two surfaces inside. So we're gonna mirror -1 on X. Here we go. And then you're gonna modify freeze it. Freeze the transformation and then edit ungroup. So they separate, because we're gonna group all of them together, all the bumper. So I'm gonna select all of them, Control G is group node, and I'm gonna name bumper or GP or group. Okay, and you can change pivot point, modify center pivot. Here we go. So it's centered, and that's it. We got the fender. Okay, and I can select the group node and press 3. Here we go. Okay, let me select both, shift, soften and harden it. Oh, sorry. Soften, harden it. Yeah. Here we go. I just harden all edges, so I don't see that dashed line. Here we go. So it look like this, and then for the bolt, is really simple to do it. You just put another. If it's a smooth bolt, you can put a. You can do something like this. Let's do this one. Spherical. Sorry. Cylindrical. I'm gonna align it to this. I mean, you don't have to use align. You could just go ahead. You could go ahead and move it manually. So we're gonna add a bolt. Relocate it in. Here we go. And reduce the axis to 6. Make it less. And the radius is small, so that is fit in. Here we go. Okay. And 0.4. Yeah, just 0.4 is fine. Just to be able to fit it in. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna move it. Oh, you don't have to move. I'm gonna leave it floating like that. Okay. So now I'm gonna select. Now I'm gonna leave the face like this. Oops, sorry. Hold on. Before we do more further, let's increase the subdivision cap. Here we go, like this. Okay. So now I'm gonna I mean, you have a few ways to do things like this. You could extrude it, but when you extrude, you have to select all the faces together like this, right? So this is what I propose. I'm gonna move it up, and then I'm gonna cut right there. There we go. And I'm gonna extrude, and then I'm gonna push on Z direction like this. Okay. And now how far should I push? It's up to you actually. So how about right there? A little bigger. Okay. And now you can grab these vertices, but if you double click on move to, there is a soft selection option. If you remember, we press B is soft selection. So right here. And I'm gonna turn on a surface. When you use surface, it's based on the topology. So now, right now by default, it's set fall off to 5. You can hold M key. Oops, sorry. Select that. Oh, my bad. Move. And now B, if you hold B key with left mouse button, can you see that's that's a fall off. So I'm gonna make it fall off until I kind of see the inference there. So if it yellows mean 100%, gradually to red is reducer until turn black is 0%. So now can you see? I can kind of pull that. I'm gonna increase the fall off a little more. Hold B key with left mouse button. Let's see if I can do, here we go. So a little curve. And I'm gonna go back to, I'm gonna turn off soft selection, or you can press B. B is toggle on and off soft selection. So now I can thin this section. Here we go. And if I switch to 4, I can grab that and push it down more so that they come down right here. Now if you want that part to be on the bottom also, what you need to do is you delete the face. Let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna go to object mode quick and then control 1. Here we go, so that you can see something like this. And now I'm gonna delete that faces, so select all, subtract, and hit delete. And then we're gonna mirror. Now the mirror axis should be on y-axis there, so mirror bounding box, but y-axis positive to negative merge. Here we go. And then now you can do control 1 and you can reposition this. Oops, sorry. Go to object mode and let's modify center pivot. Turn on move to. Here we go. So we're gonna move it down a little bit so it's like almost touched. You can just leave it like that. And now you can grab these vertices and move it out. Now the center part, you don't even need it, the line, so that saves a little more resolution on your geometry. And here we go. So now we almost complete, and I'm gonna delete history, control 1 so that I can start it to work on 3, multi-cut. Let's go back to 1 quick, so let's cut that 1, and we want that to be sharp. Here we go. Okay, so now if I press 3, it will look like this. Can you see? So press 1 back. Let's do cut, 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 and cut, cut, 3. Here we go. So control 1, now we can duplicate this. Delete history, Alt Shift D, and feeds transformation. And then I'm gonna have a similar name, bumper. Okay, bumper mesh. And I could do, now I can duplicate this, add group node on top of it, and turn on move to, change the pivot point. I mean, you could just move on this object because you don't have to really do what do you call that, mirroring, but I want it to be, I'm lazy to move manually, so now because that's it. And then modify feeds transform, edit ungroup, and now we're gonna put this inside that bumper group. So shift select both, and can you see you can middle mouse and drop, middle mouse drag and drop to the bumper all group. There we go. Okay, so now when I select, can you see they're all together, and I can relocate as needed. So now we are done on the bumper part. Okay, and that's it for the video.